Hello and welcome to another episode of Footy Corner. And we've got some nice guests for you. Daniel is a new starter on the channel. Welcome in, Daniel. How are we?
Thank you for having me, Sparks. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How you doing? You good today?
Yeah, not too bad. Been a bit of a flexy day with work, but other than that, yeah, not too bad. And we've got Tabs, who does his own the Grove podcast. Welcome in, Tabs. How are we?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to this. Thanks for inviting me along.
Yeah, you're welcome to. We need more the merrier. We need more people to be taking up the mantle, as it were. So yeah, but yeah, before we start, can we if you're coming into the live, please make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. Making sure you're dropping comments as we go. So any questions you've got for the panel, anything you'd like to add to the proceedings, then please make sure to drop a message, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. But yeah, first of all, let's go to the game at the weekend. Obviously, the lineup came out, and pretty much as I suspect that we all suspected it was going to go. Tabs, well, how did you feel with that going out?
Yeah, I was actually maybe hoping for something a bit different. I think Arteta in his pre-match press conference sort of alluded to, like, you can all guess what lineup I'm going to make. So I think we knew it was going to be Sterling, Trossard, and Nwaneri across the top. But I don't know. I was just hoping that in when they had their break, they might have looked at alternative options even before the Havertz injury. Havertz wasn't going to play the rest of the season, so they were having to look at potential other options. And I just felt size wise, considering how we play and how we do like to go long, and we have like either Havertz or Saka posting up to get the long balls. It just felt like they ruled out a sort of an out ball, which played out in terms of how Leicester played us. So I wasn't surprised, but I was a bit disappointed that wasn't more imaginarily. It worked out later. So yeah.
So you would have started the likes of Merino up top.
Don't know if we would have started him. I was looking maybe for a 4-4-1-1 so formation, or a 4-5-1 or something like that. Just basically finding a formation without Sterling, and that's not to be down on Sterling. I was just thinking maybe we could have a midfield five with Merino, Odegaard, Rice, Partey, Nwaneri, and then we have Trossard up top. So then you could maybe have, I think Rice was actually trying to play as a sort of a second striker. He saw him crashing the box a few times. He had that very Merino-esque header in the first half. Just trying to look at something different, or even Trossard with Odegaard behind him. So it was Leicester City. So maybe try something different with Odegaard behind Trossard, and then you've got again a midfield four of Merino, Rice, Partey, and Nwaneri. So just something a bit more imaginative rather than just the 4-3-3 and just plugging in whichever players we had available. Don't know, but then did they have enough time to work on something? So we'll see. Don't know, but that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of questioning whether we were going to get a three at the back with two fullbacks who are going to kind of bomb up and condense in the midfield that kind of way. So so it didn't rely so heavily on the height up front and basically holding up the play. So it was kind of what we all, I guess, expected to happen rather than what we hoped would happen. Would you agree with that, Daniel?
Yeah, I think Mikel was pretty much wedded to that 4-3-3, and I think as Tabs was saying, I think he's not gonna kind of move away from that. Just reminded me a little bit of the situation when we lost Saliba. He was kind of intent to play holding at the back a couple of seasons ago, and I think he kind of alluded to it back then as well. That he's going to kind of stick to that formation, stick to the way that he plays. So yes, I don't think he's going to kind of galaxy brain this formation at all. And I think he's going to stick to it. And who knows? I think maybe the Merino outcome at the end might change his thinking. It will be interesting to see what he goes with on Saturday against West Ham.
Do you think it was that way purely because it was Leicester and we could do something else against a more difficult team, or do you think he would have done that no matter what?
I think he does that no matter what. I said, I think he's wedded to think. I think how much time he had to react to the situation. So yeah, it's just Arteta and all the rest of it. And I think I like your point again. What he does against West Ham is interesting because, do you kill Sterling's confidence and don't start him even though he had a bad game, or does he need games to, to get some momentum, get something into him? Do you say, well, actually that worked and this is how I want to play, but then your options off the bench are sort of limited, and it's a toughie. And also the other knock-on effect is these knock-on effects. Trossard in the middle, I think, he's good. He can be good in the middle if you've got the likes of Havertz or Saka there who do take the long balls and he can play off them. Him on his own as a solo striker, be it a false nine or be it a Lilliputian focal point. Yeah, I don't think it works. So whenever he's played well up front, it's always, I think, in dovetailing with someone taller. So look, we all know Arteta's stubborn. It can be good, can be bad, and he knows everything better than us. I asked this question myself, and my sense is that, I know we're leaping straight into West Ham and you want to talk about Leicester, but my sense is he'll stick with the same starting front three just to give it one more go. It's at home. West Ham aren't that great either, and I don't think he wants to. It's a toughie, but I don't think he wants to kill Sterling just yet.
Yeah, I kind of agree with. Go on.
Yeah, sorry to cut across. I think it could have been a tactic as well. Let Leicester kind of tire out and then chuck on Merino towards that latter stages, knowing that we'd keep it tight at the back.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point as well, because obviously, we knew we were going up against a low block. It always annoys me when teams play a low block, because the commentating is such like, oh, they're defending really well and they're doing this, that, and the other. They've got 10 men in their box. You can't break through it. It's impossible to get through, really. So you're relying on them coming to you, which they're not going to do. And they always do it for like the 41st minute. They start coming out, and then they were getting a bit of confidence up in the 70th minute, kind of. So they started going at us a bit, but they only really came out once we scored.
Yeah, I think that their game plan is, look, they would have taken a point, against them. No matter, we had a good enough starting 11, we had a good enough squad to beat Leicester. They're 19th in the league. The only game they've won in the last 10 was against Tottenham. So they just tells you where they are, and I think it's like when you always have a lot of these lesser teams in inverted commas come and play us, be it at the Emirates or away, is that they want to be in the game at 20 minutes to go, which they were, and that's their game plan. Don't lose the game. Don't lose the game. Don't be out of the game. Be there 20 minutes, and maybe we'll nick something. they were an MLS toe away from nicking it, and we weren't coming back from that. And the way they set up and the way they played, and because of our formation, there was a couple of things. Because we were lacking pace and height up the front, they could really press our back four, because going long was hardly an option. I know, we do like to go long, and not in a negative way, not in a Stoke way or whatever. It's an outlet ball, and we win the first ball, second ball, but that option wasn't really available to us. So we're able to press the back four. So we'd have to, and then they were able to press the front line because we had no pace. So basically, it was just so congested in that middle part of the park, and you saw the amount of offsides that we were getting. That anything that we were trying to do over the top, we're trying to do that. Sterling doesn't have the pace, and again, I'm not being down on him, but he was trying to nick that yard because he just knew he couldn't outrun them, or we knew we just didn't have the first or second ball winners. So yeah, they could really congest it, and then you're right, and they got to keep it tight. Something might break, even though there is, and be in it, and we may get something from a mistake, which I said almost happened.
Yeah, I mean, we did try the out ball, didn't we, Daniel, a couple of times, and it just went into no man's land. There's nobody there to take it, and it comes straight back. You're basically just begging them to come on to you.
Yeah, literally. And I think it was just, I think you mentioned the offside. It was really frustrating just seeing Sterling wander off offside so many times, as well as Trossard. And you think, just hold your line, hold your run, and you might be in business here. I mean, there were a few bright sparks in that first half. The Rice header was one moment, but it was very, very few and far between. It was a really, really kind of turgid watch. Very, very un-Arsenal like for that for this season anyway. It was almost a bit of a throwback to lockdown Arsenal.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit.
That horseshoe.
Yeah, I kind of I get where you're going with that. But there was no presence, was there? There's no out, and we haven't really got any pace to break on the flanks either. So it was kind of a bit disjointed and a bit. Yeah.
But what do you expect though, considering you're missing your front line top, your first three front line, and your first
and reserve. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Not an excuse, though, no.
Yeah, pardon.
Yeah, it's not an excuse, apparently, according to people.
It's not an excuse, but you can forgive it, and it's going to take him time to work it out. You're playing with your.
Unless you're a Liverpool fan, you can't forgive it.
No, of course not. Yeah. Yes, and I liked your ribbing of them in the last show. So and I've had my fun online as well. Jesus, no self-awareness, as you say. So I think this is what we as fans are going to have to expect and get used to over the next few games. Is that this is not a fluid. This is not a relationship front three. This is a make do and mend front three. Even if Merino comes in, it's still and I think we need to be patient, and maybe playing away was a good thing for us as being the first game afterwards. So the away fans are always behind the team in away games. You don't get I think they're a bit more patient and a bit more forgiving, and I think it's funny. I had this in my head. I said, no, it's fine. I'm going to accept it. And then when you're watching, you go, oh, bloody hell, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? But I think we do need to sort of just have that patience in there and be a bit more pragmatic in our approach. And we are going to win, hopefully 1-0, 2-0 maybe. It's not going to be that fluid until maybe we get a few players back or this unit starts getting used to each other. But I was disappointed. I thought coming back from Dubai, it would have that energy and energy from the rest, but it seemed like the fact that we hadn't played for a while had the opposite effect.
I don't know if you remember the first game back from Dubai last season, Tabs. It was Crystal Palace at home.
Yeah, 5-0.
It was 5-0, but until we scored that first goal, and it was a goal for set piece as well. It was a bit of a slow start. It took us some time to get into it.
We needed red as well a couple of times. Actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, good point.
But I think as well, having Partey in midfield instead of Jorginho, I don't think that really helped. I think we could have probably started with Jorginho in there just to give it a little bit more flavour from the midfield rather than because when he does clear it anyway, it kind of as in Partey clears it and it's almost like a hoof, isn't it? But it's tailored for a Havertz or somebody similar to get on the end of it because he's against one man and he's going to barge him out of the way or whatever, and he's going to get on the end of it anyway. Whereas, obviously, Jorginho is going to take that little step back. He's going to look for a pass, and he's going to spring it out to the left or spring it out to the right or whatever. It's not going hoofing. So, that was kind of my other kind of thought, but again, I can see why he played Partey, and so Bess has just come on now, so
I mean, it could be argued he's been our best midfielder in parts. So he's not dropping Partey at the moment. Not in these games. I think.
I agree with that. But I just think for the presence of that ability rather than the breakup ability, because he didn't really need it against Leicester as such, because they're not going to come gung ho at you until you've given them an opportunity to do it. So that's all I was thinking, really. Bez, how are we going?
Good evening, all. Sorry for the delay.
It's all good, man. All good.
I mean, Spirit of F1 is seen in half an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm like, we got Formula 1.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with Hamilton going to Ferrari because I can wear red.
Do you recognise this as well from the 01, 02 around Schumacher times?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What did you make of the game on Saturday, Bez?
It was interesting. I mean, bearing in mind, I'm not gonna lie, I called the last 10 minutes on radio going to work, so I just put the radio and I was like, bloody hell. And then Merino, I was like, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
And then that happened.
we kind of haven't got to that bit, but on that one if you want. What were your thoughts on
Oh wait.
Merino? Doing that.
Well, Merino, I'm happy that he's able to do what he does and he keeps his head down. I know he's had a bit of stick from the start of the season. These few critics. I'm a fan of his, but I kind of criticized him a little bit off stream. I think to you once when I met you, I think start of the season, I was like, so. But I'm not gonna lie. At least now I think he's got that vibe back that he can play for the team and just give his all, for the squad and for the fans as well. Because he's a football fan as well.
Yes. Yeah. Meritocracy. I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
Meritocracy. Yeah. So basically, based on it's you've earned your place. So that's why he's reckon he should start.
Yeah. No, but that's fair enough. What would your take be on starting Merino for the next game? Wes, would you do that, or would you play the same way that we played against someone?
I would like to start him now because I feel like the time has come that he needs to play more games, and unfortunately he's been a frozen out on the sideline. So we need to see more of him going forward. See some surprises from Arteta, but come now from now at the end of the season. Just keep things simple, because work, as we say.
I mean that is something we can basically say. Arteta will keep it simple, won't he? He won't change anything until he absolutely has to.
One thing I say to you before I finish my segment, I really want Partey to stay in midfield, not at right back for the 100th time.
No, nobody wants to see him at right back. But in fairness to Arteta, he didn't really have much choice in that situation. We've lost players in every single position this season. So
yeah, that's true.
It's all been a bit of a balancing act. We didn't have a fullback at all at one point. So we've gone right through the whole repertoire of midfielders being out, of defenders being out. We even had the keeper out of one game, and we're on the striker.
Well, Ben White was on the bench.
I was coming to that. Yes.
Yeah.
You read my mind, Tabs. Were you happy to see him on the bench?
Yeah, of course. Everyone loves Ben White. Well, every Arsenal fan loves Ben White, and it's great to see his the tanned Adonis, back with the boys. So yeah, let's see, and it's a nice problem to have. So there's a lot of just will Ben White get his place back, and this, that, and the other, or he's Timber's looking knackered, get Ben White in. Well, we've got options now, and that's what we've been missing this season. It's cost us, not in terms of maybe how people have performed in that position, but what we miss when they're not in their best play. Like Partey, I don't think Partey was the issue. It's the issue that he was in the midfield. So there we go. So no, I think it's good to be back. As always, he's had surgery. Just got to ease him back in, and so on. So let's just hope maybe against West Ham at home, we're winning. 20 minutes to go. We can bring him on. I mean, Timber's an absolute monster. Love him to death. And but he's starting. I think he's starting to show some signs of fatigue, and I think it'd be good to give him a few minutes here and there. I don't think Ben White will come back as a starter, but for the next few games, he can give Timber a bit of a rest.
Yeah, we forget that he's back. He's just back from injury himself, really, a major injury.
Yeah.
And it's basically an injury tightrope. Whether it takes one strain and he's out for a duration as well. But it's definitely nice to see White back. But Do you think if we were 2-0 up, Daniel, do you think we'd have put Ben White on rather than Merino? Merino wouldn't have been required.
I mean, one area had those chances, right? He hit the bar and he hit the post from the side. I suspect Mikel probably would have chucked Merino on anyway, just to see how it might have looked like. Because it's worth a try, especially when the stakes are kind of relatively low. You're 2-0 at Leicester, and it's worth having a look at that kind of formation, see how he looks and up top, I guess.
Do you think he would have done that, Bez? Do you think he would have actually played him, or do you think he'd have kept the surprise up his sleeve? Because we all know he's a little bit shy, don't we?
I'm not going. I saw a video from Ian, as you know, from Arsenal Cannon Pictures. Literally, there was a video I think around November time. Someone asked him, "Would you play the striker?" He said, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take opportunity. Somehow I think this was like in the pipeline for some time. Like, because we played the league before, as we discussed together. Football, like something was discussed prior, and he had said that in Match of the Day interview. I feel like he kind of like established the idea, like, oh, you know what? When the call comes, towards me, like, oh, we'll need you just to be like, when Freddie Ljungberg played all 5 or 6 cup rounds, I think few games up front. I kind of thought of that clearly now. Hopefully, touch wood, it gives us some some extra ammunition up our sleeve, shall we say, no? And let's hope.
Yeah,
hopefully more tricks up your sleeve again.
Yeah, for sure. I just have a funny feeling that he wouldn't have put Merino on at all. He'd have literally, if it was 2-0, he'd have left it at that and saved it for West Ham, just for that little ace up his sleeve sort of thing, and also give him another week to kind of work on the whole model.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sterling's not a 90-minute player. Sterling's not a 90-minute player, so he would have had to make a change. So he had the choice of either Merino or I'm not sure I can pronounce it, but Butler or Odeji were the only other attacking options. So you either change your formation if you're taking Sterling off, or you just replace, either put an academy or the experienced guy. So I think Merino was always going. I think Bez was right. I think he was always going to come on at some point, just out of necessity, irrespective of whether we're winning or whether we want to try something different or whatever. I just think Sterling was a bit of a passenger as it was, for the first 70, let alone after that. So that's where I think he would have.
I think the other thing which Mikel has done previously is played Tierney on left wing, especially during that period when he was in every single press conference kind of crying out for a striker. So that was another option, I think, playing Tierney at left wing. And that could be something we might see going forward if we're winning and we're trying to close out some games, playing Tierney there as another option just to shore it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he did come on with very late in the game, didn't he? I wonder if that was just to get some life in his legs, in case he needs to do that again against West Ham. What do you think about
that? Just killing time. I don't know. I can't remember who he came on for. Was it when? Who did he come on for?
It was Waneri.
I don't know who came on for. Yeah, maybe just killing time. Maybe to give Waneri the ovation that he deserves from the fans and stuff. It's just a here you go. Here, get you in bonus. Type substitution. I don't think it was anything more than that.
Fair enough. So obviously we've got the Villa Liverpool game tomorrow. What do we think is going to happen with that? You already know what everybody thinks.
I know what I'd like to happen.
I think we're all in that boat.
But if Liverpool are ever going to play Villa away, now's the time to do it. Bailey, Konza, Cash, Torres, Onana, Kamara, and Barkley all potentially out. Yeah, they've got their back four is shot to bits. So Leon is Bailey's doubtful. Konza late Feb, Matty Cash muscle injury, few days. Torres late Feb, Onana hamstring, another one. It seems to be de rigueur to get hamstring injuries these days. Kamara muscle injury out to March. Ross Barkley's not that worried about that. And as for Liverpool, they've got Gakpo and Gomez are out. But
what happened to Gakpo? I saw him limp off in the game at the weekend, but I didn't see what was wrong with him.
Just a knock, it says, and I think it got confirmed today that he's going to miss the game. But yeah, Villa are depleted, and they couldn't beat 10 men Ipswich at the weekend, and I think Ipswich were down to 10 men for quite some time.
Yeah,
so
to the first half.
Yeah, like everything with Liverpool this season, and it's not better. It's just falling for them. It's just everything's being presented to them, and good luck to them, and who wouldn't want that? And we've had our fair share of luck and all the rest of it. So yeah, this is the time.
When it's your year, it's your year, right?
Yeah, exactly. If they get a draw, I'll be happy if they get a draw at Villa. I'm not expecting anything more than that.
Yeah, do we all agree with that? I mean, I'm in that boat as well. I think that the absolute maximum's a draw, but I expect Liverpool to win. Anybody else have anything to say on that matter?
I agree with the draw as well. Could go just a draw. Sorry, because I'm doing both things. It literally feels like Liverpool could either have a draw or have one of those, days as we know that they do, and then they still cry about certain decisions as we saw last time.
I mean,
against their so-called rivals.
The hope is there, right? I mean, Wolves got one back on the weekend, and you could see the nerves were just settling a little bit, both with the crowd and the players. So you never know. You never know if they're struggling. Again, I think, like you said, Sparks, I'd be thrilled with a draw. And they're still dangerous. Daniel Marlin, Watkins is there. They have some dangerous players, regardless of the players being out. John McGinn always tends to put a 10-star performance against us, so he's there as well. And they're at home, so if there's the time to drop points, like now's the time.
I'm all out of prayers. I'm just like, it'll be what it'll be now.
For sure.
Yeah.
But they're looking nervous. Not looking nervous, but I think they're
anxious,
not very far from anxious. And look, they won out against Wolves at the weekend. It wasn't convincing. I mean, they didn't even have a shot at goal in the second half against Wolves. They won out. Great challenge, and look, they'll say, "Oh, that's what champions do," and yada yada yada. So, but I don't think it doesn't take too much to scratch beneath the surface and get some anxiety in there, and it'll be interesting to see how they deal with the pressure, because all the pressure's on them. I think I think it's easier to chase than lead, and I think they're just showing signs. Started with Everton last week. If something doesn't quite go their way, it'll just be interesting to see how they react to that. And so I think Villa are suffering the opposite to us in terms of they don't have any defenders, but their front line and midfield are good. And so you're right. I think Daniel, as you said, I think their front line are dangerous. I think Rashford played decent at the weekend. Watkins is back, and I think Emery will want to make up for that poor performance that they had against Ipswich. So I think, but I still think it's just Liverpool.
You don't think Emery's going to bend over and take it because he doesn't like?
I think it was in exceptional circumstance last season against Man City, right? Because it was Man City and it was Man City away. And I think it was 3 games in a row for them as well.
They had their Europa Conference League or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They had that game like 3 days later or something. So I think he basically just rested the whole team. It's just like, and the same with West Ham as well. When they played West Ham, literally just I mean, not that anybody was attacking City anyway. It was kind of just, we know we're going to get beat, so we're not going to bother, are we? But yeah, Emery's got history, hasn't he, with Arsenal? So his may will be the case.
But they're at home. One thing doing it away, which in a way is a bit worse. Actually, I think you're a travelling army. But no, they're at home. He won't get away with that. And as I said, I think their next game, So I think he'll go as strong as he possibly can, and he'll try and of course try and win it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just don't have any faith in it.
No, I don't know. Like Daniel said, they've still got the forward line. So the forward line is the potent part of it, if you like. And if there is a weakness in Liverpool, it's their defence, because they attack full on, and then maybe they spring a trap on Virgil, and he can't turn quick enough.
Or fullbacks.
It would be nice if or the Man United. There's narrative everywhere.
The hell?
Don't do me.
Yeah.
What happened there?
I saw
You're just doing your DJ
no,
set at the same time.
that.
But I think
I was
there's
watching the
narrative
YouTube
everywhere.
earlier on, and it's diverted, and it's literally that's his intro. He's just like, "Yeah, cheers for that, thanks."
Yeah,
What?
but there's the narrative with Rashford. So Man United boy downing Liverpool.
Yeah.
Who knows? There's the story there already written in case he.
I mean,
I'll take one of those free kicks.
Yeah. Despite him not scoring, like he looked lively. He looked like he had a point to prove against Ipswich.
And I think he did something Sterling didn't do, and that was actually run at his man, or not run directly at him, and actually go for a bit of space by the side of him, just trying to draw him into a foul or actually get past him. And I think if there's one criticism of Sterling, that's got to be it. He doesn't try and take on a man. He's like he's like a rabbit in headlights for me at a minute.
He's just shot of confidence, really. I mean, that's just smacks of someone who just doesn't have confidence. If you got confidence, you find that extra little bit of burst. You find that bit of extra energy. When he's got the ball, confident players, it's it's ironic. They slow the game down, but they also act really quickly. So where he gets the ball, and you can just sort of see him thinking, and you can sort of like 1, 2, and then bang, it's too late. Too late, and his instincts are wrong.
The shot that he should have taken when he passed to MLS.
Yeah.
The shot was there for him to take, but you could see the confidence wasn't there. Confident player just takes that shot like instantaneously without thinking.
Yeah.
So I think there's still a player there, but he's just lacking something there.
I think he's gone.
I'm hoping. Okay, maybe I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we have to.
This is it.
Yeah, like you say, we have to, and we have to hope it's the former, in that he just needs a few games, rather than the latter that he's absolutely finished. And I'm pretty sure we all know what we suspect has happened, and it's absolutely the other way around. But we need to cling to something, don't we? Really?
Yeah, we have to get behind him. There's no point just calling him out at the stadium, and then it's hard not to. When 60,000 people go.
Jorginho sigh, right? Do you remember that? That was like literally every time he got the ball, Jorginho, and he'd get to that point, and he'd get everybody's hopes up, and then it'd just be,
Well, was in the Bradford game. The Bradford game, he just slid in, he just missed the open shot in front of him. I was like, you just had to poke it in,
That guy. He gave me many sleepless nights. That guy
gave me flashbacks of when Ibuya got booed and got taken off.
In fairness, though, he recovered well from that. But
he did.
And the fans should never have done that, to be fair. But
it was harsh. It was harsh.
I'm surprised we haven't had done a big love-in for Waneri.
Yeah.
It's just like, night and day, the performance between Sterling and Waneri is just seeing the two kind of polar opposites. Non-confident player versus confident player.
Yeah, but you say that. I mean, and that is true. But Waneri was better than everybody on the pitch. There wasn't a good player on the pitch until he stepped up, really. And I was quite impressed with Sky that they didn't go with the 2 goal scorer even
TNT.
And yeah, was it TNT? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was quite impressed that they went with that, and they went, well, he's head and shoulders above everybody else. He gave another 2-finger salute to Mr. Cundy on Talksport. That was one of the things I was a bit quite impressed about. Did you watch the Talksport afterwards?
Yeah.
Actually, so look up the clip, because what actually he was fuming, right? Because obviously being made to look stupid again, and he was proper fuming. He's proper like stony face, and then this, that, and the other, and then they go on this whole thing, and the two that were with him, I can't remember their names, but they were going, oh, it was a performance. It was a man of the match performance, and this, that, and the other. And he's going, well, yeah, but the defending was just crap. And you're like, what are you on about?
I wouldn't take much notice of them. I tend to avoid.
I do as well.
As far as football's concerned.
But I thought that was a really weird take as well. That you just like,
it's disingenuous nonsense. They double down. They never admit that they're wrong, and it happened with MLS as well, and all the furore and nonsense around that. And they don't ever admit. They don't admit. Oh, maybe actually, what will happen? No, tomorrow he'll say he's the best player to come out of the Arsenal academy, and he should be playing for England, because they're just disingenuous and they flip and flop depending on what the audience wants at the time. Yeah, exactly. I know defending it wasn't great. If you think about the 2 shots that he took, and then the goal that he set up, and the one he set up for Rice, that's not shit defending. That's like quality forward play. He's not giving the defender a chance to do anything. And look, the stats in terms of the whole game. We had 11 shots in the whole game, and he took 4 shots, and he set up the other 2 shots. And even now he scored 7 goals this season. At 17, he's been man of the match. This was nuts. I saw this come up on the socials. I think he's been man of the match 5 times.
Yeah.
In this season already. Yeah, against Bolton, Preston, Brentford, Girona, and Leicester. 17 years old, for crying out loud, and he's still got another month to go. It's like, instead of this, is what I don't get. These are kids. Yeah, I've got an 18-year-old boy and whatever. These are kids, and just have a bit of grace in terms of, like, instead of just knocking this guy, just think he's an England player. Now, look, I support Italy as far as football's concerned, but that's another story.
Okay.
But my parents are Italian, but and upbringing. But England have got this 17-year-old kid, and he's going to be a superstar, and he's going to be amazing for you. So instead of just knocking him down, why don't you praise him? Why don't you think, wow, this boy, this teenager, how great is he? What pleasure in there is like knocking. What the hell was he doing at 17, for Christ's sake, other than picking his ass, but picking his nose? It's just we've got to be celebrating these players, and we'll do it the same if these players were in other teams as well. Like, we may be envious, but you're not going to dump all over a kid at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like the old Saka debates, isn't it? Where everybody's got he's crap, but I'm going to put that into there, and he's just going to rib him for no reason. It's just disingenuous nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah. And how lucky are we to have?
Well, absolutely, and
Highland FC.
Well,
honestly,
and his 14-year-old brother is still a place for us as well. So he's coming out.
Wow.
And apparently he's even better.
Well. Max Diamond, all the hype around him as well.
Yeah. But Oyedeji's supposed to be, he's not supposed to be of the same ilk, but he's supposed to be pushing.
The club were looking to release him, but then because of the injury crisis, they opted against it. So.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's 22. Yeah, he's 22 years old. If he was going to make it by now, he would have done. And the likes of Sago Jr. and even all the chat around, was it Obi Martin, who went to Man United? And if Arsenal wanted to keep him, we would have done everything within reason to keep him. The fact that he's gone to Man United, it's either tells 2 stories. One, for the money, and you I'm never going to knock that, because you never know the circumstances, and you take it while you can as a footballer.
30 grand a week as a 16-year-old, it's unreal.
Yeah. But but we don't let him go if you think, nah, we don't see a future. And also, Max Dowman would have just about leapfrogged him anyway. So, you know, fair play to him. Good luck to him. Again, not going to knock a kid for wanting to try and get something out of your future, but yeah, I'm not too fussed that we let someone like that go. And the same goes for Heaven, who's gone to Man United as well. It's all about, you know, opportunity, and if you're good enough, we'll keep you.
I mean, learning off those centre backs as well for the likes of Heaven is absolutely. What's he going to learn at Man United now?
How to hit the head corner, you know, the side of your head out for a goal kick or a corner.
Yeah, he just baffles me, but they made his choice.
Yeah.
And just on Lewis Skelly actually, because I thought he had a reasonable game. I don't think he was in the game that much, but when we do that,
touch,
yeah, if he
Match
doesn't
defining.
do that, we lose that game, don't we?
Yeah. And what's impressive is that his foot got stuck in the ground, and the fact that his legs must be just so solid, so strong, because you see him when he shields the ball, no one can get him off it, and it just to push his foot through the ground and just get that toe poke. Yeah, it was.
I thought the confidence to do that as well, given what's gone before in the Wolves game, for example. I thought that was a very brave thing to do, because he was literally stuck in the ground.
Yeah,
that could have gone anywhere. His leg could have gone anywhere, really. But he's obviously just pushed it to the ground and basically gone. I don't care. I don't care about the red. If I get a red, whatever, I'm getting a touch on that ball.
Yeah, no, it was good.
I thought it was a very brave of him. But do you actually see him staying in the left back role? Do you think? Because he's played centre mid quite a lot. Do you think him playing there, he'll play that as going forwards, or do you think he'll go back into central midfield?
I think it'll be interesting once Jorginho and Partey depart. Potentially, if Partey departs, I know he's potentially been offered a new contract. I'm not sure. But interesting, kind of Mikel's thoughts, because he started off as a midfielder, but he just looks so natural as a left back. It's almost like if it's not broken, why fix it, sort of thing. So, again, it'd be interesting what happens once that space sort of frees up, and if Zouameni comes in the summer as well. It's another thing to see how that might look like in terms of the midfield formation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're probably going to end up with Havertz dropping back in there as well. If we get a striker, there's actually talk of two strikers, which, you know.
We're not signing a striker now. We've got Merino, so it's fine. They've already decided we need another left back, another goalkeeper. We're not signing a centre forward.
And in the stream, you're
more left backs, more goalies.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
No, I think
my heart can't take it. I'll just cut the floor.
He's 18. He can be whatever he wants, you know. But this is opportunity. I think Daniel's right. He's just stepped in there and he's made that position his own. And I think it'll be horses for courses. In a way, I think Calafiori might have been a better left back during this game. But I think it might be one of these Ashley Cole situations. He sort of comes in, gets that position, and then you know, makes it his own, and then Calafiori then becomes an option either as the left centre back or left back. And look, with the amount of games we're playing, we need squads, and no one's going to play all apart from Saka, you know, Rare, all like 150 games or however many it is a season. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities. I don't see him, especially if we buy Zouameni as well. I don't foresee that he'll be pushing up there or in any time soon. I think what he offers to us as left back and so on. I think if I was going to make a bet, I think it's there. But to be honest, I think he could play brilliantly anywhere on the left wing, left 8. You know, even number 6. Yeah, left back. Be what he wants to be. Who cares?
Yeah. Bez, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'm hard to keep up with two things at once, but yes, everything.
Lewis Skelly.
You know, I'm a big F1 fan, as you know, so forgive me if I'm a bit drawn out from my
Lewis Skelly,
intensity there.
Yeah, Lewis Skelly, do you think he'll stay in left back or go in midfield?
I don't think he'll stay there for long, because knowing the guy, he's got a good level of mind. So I think down the line, come the future, I think we'll like to see him a bit more front, because he's got a good attacking threat. If you know what I mean, he's got a good level mindset for a young lad. but he knows like what he wants to do. It seems for his career, for his own beneficial, right? But he's got this thing which like he gives out even the presence. He makes like his presence felt by leaving a mark in the game, will be good and a bit bad, shall we say. But what I like about him, he does not let him phase him, you know? The way he turned around, what he did to Haaland was beautiful. And you have, you know, the talk sport, as you said, and the other media outlets attacking him for celebrating. Now, like, Haaland has done it many times. Like when he hit Gabriel, you know, Magalhaes, the defender, in the head with the ball after they celebrated 2-2 draw. So now we went 5-1 against them. Apparently we can't celebrate. As we said together before the game, it's like, surely but surely these people will need to see like the difference. City celebrated draw against 10 men. We celebrate 5-1 against 11 versus 11. Somehow, somewhere, we get critics that's criticizing us, how we play, how we do this, how we do that.
I mean,
They're much
standard.
worse than us.
If his position is left back though, what does that do to Calafiori? Do you think he stays in the left back substitute position, or do you think he goes left centre back?
I think he stays on the right. Calafiori stay on the right. Calafiori is more on the right for me.
Say that again.
For me, Calafiori will be more on the right side. Come Ben Wise having
No,
backup.
left side.
Would you
Left
need
side.
Ben Wise backup?
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
It's simply be the backup on that side, wouldn't he? And then
There's a lot now. There's a lot of headache in that department. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we need to get rid of Tommy Asu, don't we? That's a headache in that department.
Just had a picture on
sadly,
Instagram about Tommy Asu. I think he's just had surgery.
Yeah, he's had his second surgery, hasn't he?
Yeah, his knee in a brace and big bandages.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's
he
say
could
that's
model that brace, couldn't he? He could sell one.
I'm surprised he's not got one on both legs, on both arms. How he? But there
I think
we go.
each time it's been the same leg, actually.
Yeah. It's. I think look. It happens. It's footballers. I think it's tendonitis or something like that. It's just one of these recurring ones. It's just. I feel bad for the guy. You know, he obviously doesn't want that to happen, and he could have been such a brilliant player for us. Just an option anywhere across the back four.
Yeah,
and he's been a massive miss for us, and it's not like he's done it on purpose. And then it messes with your mind because you're out all the time, and so that's why I think they sent him away, because they just didn't see any immediate future. So look, let's see. I think there's an amazing player in there. Whether we're the team to have it, because back from injury, you want to play 1 season, 2 seasons. You don't want to be a backup. You rather just go to a lesser club and play regularly and just get into that rhythm, a backup for the back four. And talking of which, in terms of Calafiori, as I said, I think we play enough games that he will get enough games to rotate either Gabriel or MLS. I don't think there's an issue there. Horses for courses. Injuries happen. You know, with the thing, especially with youngsters, MLS, what is 18? When you're putting this much mileage this soon into their legs, there's maybe a bit of a downside to that. So maybe he will need to, get some time off at some point. And so, great problems to have. This is what we want. You want basically 2 starters in every position, and then that's what wins you championships. That's what wins you trophies. If we can get as much of that as possible.
Yeah. So Calafiori would basically be an understudy for Gabriel, and he'd just be swapping around from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what were you expecting in the summer? I know I'm only asking this because we haven't met before, and it'd be good to get like a fresh eyes. Let's go fresh eyes of what we want to get. I'm not saying idealistic, realistic. You can go anywhere you want. Who do you think we need? Who do you see us getting?
Realistically,
you can be as realistic or whatever as you want. It's all up to you. But if you're being beyond realistic, just say being beyond realistic, because it's going to get clipped up and it'll be just like literally you'll be taken out of context. Oh, they expect to get bloody Mbappe. I'm already getting clipped up for that. So but yeah, just what you want and what you expect and what you think will happen, I guess.
I suspect a left winger and a striker of some sorts. The Sesko link seems pretty strong, and I think the fact that we didn't go in hard for him in the January transfer window suggests that we will return in the summer. And I guess another left winger. I think the club do like Semenyo. So let's see. I mean, the dream would be Isak, but I can't see it happening. It seems a bit too difficult. I mean, who knows? If Newcastle don't get Champions League, then it's a potential. But let's see. Let's see what happens.
You think those two positions and that's it?
And Zubimendi. Zubimendi seems to be pretty much set to come. So probably three positions with an outlay of between 150 to 200 million potentially. But let's see what happens in the summer. By the time we get closer to silly season, that there'll be much more links coming out. So
I don't care about links, to be honest. I'm just talking about from our perspective what we actually think might happen as a semi-educated guess, if you know what I mean. Because we don't know. We're not in the nose or anything like that. We're just fans like anybody else. But we kind of, we see a lot of games and kind of, have our opinions. Tab's dying there. Go on.
No, it's fine. I'm just looking at my notes from a previous podcast. Look, this summer is going to be massive because not only do we're going to lose two midfielders, so Jorginho and Partey on the way out. So do we need one or two? Whether it's Zubimendi, he already changed his mind on Liverpool. Has he got a pre-agreement there? City are looking. So we need two midfielders. Will we go back for the Norwegian guy? Bit of creativity. So we're going to have to plug some gaps there. And this is maybe where MLS comes in. Don't know. And then we need two, possibly three forwards. Sterling's going. Jesus is out for an age. We know we need another left-sided player. We know we need another centre forward. So that's already like potentially 3, 4, 5 players. And then we need a goalkeeper because Neto's not going to be there. So we need to get a goalkeeper in. So then that's another one. And then depending on what's happening with Tomiyasu, do we need another defender? Because Kivior may go. Tierney's going. I wouldn't be surprised if Kivior's going. Zinchenko's going to go. So all of a sudden, that's a huge summer to think. Now you don't have to replace everyone, but you just need to replace with quality. So
bearing in mind, in the left back, you've obviously got Lewis Skelly that can cover there now.
Well, no, exactly. But there's still a lot of. But look at us this season. We did get down to our fourth. Lewis Skelly wasn't even in the picture, and so we had to use him. So we found that. But the biggest issue is actually now we're going to also get to contract renewal time. So the expiry. So you've got Saka, Saliba, Gabriel, Martinelli, and Jesus all expiring in 27. Okay, so we've got to also get those contracts renewed because then we've got to have decisions. Do we sell now? Because someone like Saliba, left, 2 years left. Madrid are already sniffing around. Do you take the 100 mil now? Do you wait another season and take 40 mil, or do you let him go for free? And this is what happened with Liverpool. Because Liverpool were making some executive changes behind the scenes, and they dropped the ball on contract renewals, and that's why they're in the shit now with TAA, with Salah, with Virgil van Dijk, because they rebuilt their midfield, but they dropped the ball on this, and this is why I'm a bit concerned with not having the sporting director there in terms of who's managing this, who's making sure this happens. Are we going to drop the ball again? So this summer's huge, and we don't always do all the business that we want to do. So we're going to go into next season, sure, like we do every season. I hate to say it, but we'll also be excited because we'll have done business, and we all want it. Isaac, I'm like you, Daniel. I'm skeptical. Do we blow 150 million of a 200 million budget on one player when I've just listed out we need 4 or 5 players and the contract? So it's going to be interesting, but at least there's no European or world competition that we're involved with that should impact it.
Yeah, fair. Bez, what are you thinking?
My lord, actually, I do want a goalkeeper, a good backup to Raya, no matter what. I do want maybe maybe a defender to throw in there. Definitely a midfielder we need, given the situation of Partey and Jorginho's situation, what's going on with their contracts, I personally do want the striker. Will be, as Daniel says, Sesko. I do like. Sorry, my bad. He says Sesko. Yeah, I do like Gokarej. But there's this
I
thing
love
we
God
need.
Fresh.
Yeah, pardon me. It's a lot to keep up with my F1 love and my football love at the same time. I'm getting a bit like, my adrenaline is like trying to say, well, contain yourself in a podcast live video. Hang in there.
Yeah, he's hyper at the best of times.
Hey, don't tell me my secrets. You saw me that day in City, no? I'll buy you humble pie next time. Fact of the matter, though, I'm not gonna lie. I just hope we do business early this summer. As we sit together, like face to face. I just want a business to be done nice and early, so at least we have a bit of an easy breather near the end of it, rather than just like it's like last minute clearance sale. It's gonna be again. I don't want that again. It's trauma. But I just hope Arteta's learned his lessons now, and hopefully, given his 6th season now going to his management, surely now he can see they can take matters in his own hands and just tell the club, I want this one, and that one, and it's just just basically to summarize, just buy what you need, but make sure you keep the ones you need and get the ones you don't need, and sometimes that's the best way, I think. No.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Daniel, you got a run, did you say?
Yeah, I have to dash. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
and,
no problem
good
at all.
chat to you soon.
Nice
See you
one.
later, guys.
Yeah, I might see you the weekend.
Yeah, all right. Take care. See you
All
later.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye. There we are. Yeah, I don't agree. I don't disagree with any of that, really. I'd love to have Isaac. Don't see it happening. I just don't see it. Even if they get Champions League, I don't see it. I think we've got.
No, and Newcastle hate us.
Well,
They hate us. So they don't want to sell to us.
yeah, I mean, they all think it's a sideways step coming from us, from them to us for some reason. But that's their choice. It's whatever they think it is. But yeah, I just don't see it happening. I'd love it to happen. I think Shesko or whatever his name is the most likely option for that position. I can even see another one coming in, another lesser valued striker, in a 25 million, maybe an upcomer somewhere around there. Etikiki, yeah, if I've pronounced that, I probably destroyed the name completely. But yeah, there was rumours of him. So that's got a bit of legs, but I think then what it does, it obviously pushes Havertz further back, and then that takes care of a midfield position. MLS can cover left back and or midfield, pretty much like a Zinchenko did, but I actually think he's better than Zinchenko. Obviously, Zinchenko will probably get sold. We'll probably get a bit of money for him in the 20 million euro mark, somewhere around there, I would have thought. Obviously, like you say, you're going to lose Jorginho, potentially Partey. He might get a 12-month extension, potentially. That covers right back as well. It doesn't. We don't. I don't want it to cover for right back.
No. I think
that's what we're thinking. He's facilitated positions, and when we were struggling, he's had to go in there. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll get this one good season out of it. There's also all the unproven stuff behind the scenes and all the rest of it, and stuff that that's hanging around, and obviously the club will go on what they know. But yeah, I think it'll be just time to part ways with Partey. So I think we've not got lucky, but we've seen in the past and seen in the past where we're relying on players to stay fit, and thankfully he has stayed fit this season, but his track record isn't there. So I think this is maybe where lessons learned is, and it's like, no, we've had the good season from you. We're gonna have to move on. He's sort of aging out a bit. Take the let him go and take the Saudi money, and there we go. Yeah, we get nothing for him, but we've got the most out of him this season.
We make his wages back, don't we? Essentially.
Yeah, exactly, and Zubimendi won't be on as much, so yeah, that can go elsewhere, because also with these contract renewals, all of a sudden we're going from the high 200s to 300 plus now for Saliba, for Saka, for others, and the knock-on effect of that. So our wages are gonna spiral. And in terms of centre forward, I think the choice is: do you want that finished article, or are you buying the next Isaac? In terms of we're going to evolve the player. So Sesko, I think there is a player there. I think he has a lot of traits that we want and what Arteta wants from a forward, but he's not the finished article. But you get him for half the price, a third of the price, and then we I think are we going to be more speculative rather than okay, look, the Isaac ship has sailed, and let's create our own new team, because again we all spread the goals around, we spread it around, so we need a focal point, but we don't necessarily need that striker as such because of the way we spread the goals around.
Yeah, I think we'll probably go on the pragmatic side, won't we? That we're going to look for somebody that's going to grow into it rather than here and now 25 plus striker, aren't we? Do you agree with that, Bez?
Can you say the last bit again? Sorry, because I got caught in this.
Yeah. So I think we're going to go with a pragmatist approach where we basically go for somebody that's going to grow into the role rather than just bang in 25 goals.
I totally agree with you. It's like literally how we picked up the example of let's say, well, for me, the example, like even when Granit Xhaka came, as you know yourself, like, because you know me, I loved him to bits, and there's moments I hated his antics as a football fan, as a human being more like as well. I think we saw when he first started, a lot of people like criticized him how he was a bit of erratic, a bit rash, a bit brash, But he grew into the position, he grew into the team. Literally, like he actually came strong near the end. Sadly, we let him go the wrong time, and he could have helped us a lot last
we
season.
promised him to go, didn't we? He wasn't. I mean, I think we got an extra year out of him anyway. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, he did carry us through. He did carry us through that season and the year before. Well, the year before last, shall we say? We grew into it. Let's say he grew into it. Shall we say? He came in as very like a young boy, a young lad, and then he just fit in like a shoe to the team. Really carried himself really well, despite that outburst of him, which I didn't really like it, but he had to do it, I guess, for his own being, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, and I also agree with this as well, where it says we need the finish article, we got a title to win, but
of course,
we all agree with that, but we all kind of know our club.
Of course we do.
Yeah, and it depends. Again, it's a lot of money. Isaac, you're not getting any change from about 120 min, and does that scupper everything else? And we know. Yeah, we are a risk-averse, pragmatic leadership at Arsenal. So, the Declan Rice one, that's the exception to the norm. I would say. Yeah, again, everyone would take it, but then that leaves you 50, 60, 70 million to do the rest of the business. So unless we're making money, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What I don't want is for us to be chasing him all summer, then get turned down, and then we're screwed. It's got to be a very quick, right? Yes, no, right. Fuck it. Excuse me. So let's just move on. Let's move on to that. I don't want to. We need to pivot and make sure that's lined up, and we need to know pretty quickly if it's happening, because otherwise we get dragged. I think with Rice, I think we always knew it was going to happen. It was just semantics and just the mechanisms of how transfer works. I think we always knew he was in the bag because we did the legwork. City come in and flash the cash, and I think he wanted more than just someone just flashing the cash and so on like that. So I think that one wasn't so drawn out. Yeah, and as Bez said, get it in early. And I like the rumours around Zubamendi. And Naipe and the Norwegian guy and even Sesko. I think there must be some sort of talk. Okay, fine, you're not coming now. You didn't want to come now. Fine, we'll get you.
What do you make of the uplift of the rumour Miller's kind of gathered a little bit of pace on Nico Williams? Where are you with that? And do you think that he's the right guy, or do you think we should go with somebody else?
Um, his wage demand seemed to be the issue. As actually his stats go, he's had not a very good
No,
season. I think he's only
yeah.
scored one goal this season. He's had a poor season. There's potential in there. He's young. Is he an Arteta player in terms of discipline, up and down the pitch? I don't know. I haven't seen him enough. Do you put all your eggs in that basket? I like the Semenyo links. Premier League proven, possibly cheaper, definitely cheaper on the wages, and he's more like Williams we're a stepping stone club for him. No matter how big we are, you don't see him for the duration. Whereas someone like Semenyo, you could see him for a bit longer, and this would be the pinnacle. I would say that you'd think Nico Williams is sort of at the age that he's coming. He's sort of like, I'll go there, see what happens, and they'll move on to Barcelona or to Real Madrid or something else. So I'm not wedded to Williams. I'm really excited if he did, and great. Yeah, how much we want to invest in that versus other options, Premiership ready, I'd maybe choose someone else, save the money for something else.
The only upside to Williams, Bez, is his release clause. It is relatively low for a player of that kind of stature. Do you think that the wage kind of offsets that, and he's worth the gamble, or do you think that again you just go somewhere else?
I do agree with Tabs, because somehow I'm on the fence with him. I did see him in the Euros when he played for Spain. He looks lively. I do like his brother. I think his brother is more physically imposing. I think he's older. I think correct. His older brother plays as a striker, if I'm correct. And him himself, pardon?
I think he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they both play at the same club. So yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is about Nico himself, I do like him. He's got good mindset. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if we do get him, provided we do it nice and early, as I said earlier, provided that we have hopefully
Option.
even Martinelli there still, or not that, we don't know what Martinelli's mind will become 1-2 years from now. And because I don't want to lose him for free suddenly, not because we invested heavily in him, big time since day one. I, for one, do want to see this guy coming in. Yes, if he wants to come, but don't go around chasing around like cat and mouse game, because that one will not give the club a good name again, unless us as Arsenal fans will not enjoy that. I, for one, do want to see it done as soon as the new season. Sorry, the new current season is. Current season is over. Pre-season was into it, yes, but at the same time, we need to pretty much man up and just go for plays we need, basis on how last summer went. We literally left it so late, so last minute. Something didn't feel right. I know for a fact.
Yeah,
I hate to say,
I think they were trying to get money in to cover other positions. I think that was the problem. I think what was happening is they took care of positions that released players from the positions where we could gain money for them, but the incomings took so long that you couldn't get the outgoings done. They were done too late. So I think we just opted to keep them.
Yeah.
I think that's
it was one. It was 1 in, 1 out, wasn't it?
Yeah,
one out, one in.
One in, one out. One out, one in. Yeah, but yeah, he got to the point. Obviously, with Calafiori came in first to release Zinchenko to go, and I believe he got injured anyway. So that probably scuppered that anyway. So I think what was probably going to happen, he was going to go off the books, and then they go for a striker, but obviously never happened. So there we go. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to get your thoughts, because obviously we haven't Tabs we haven't met before, and different people have different different thoughts on the process. So one last question then before we wrap up. Is the title gone? And if it isn't gone, what needs to happen in the next week or does it? Have we got longer than that?
Well, it's not gone statistically. so until it's mathematically over, it's not gone.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need Liverpool to drop a number of points, and for us to
how many points? How
maintain
many
our current
points? You
lead
need to
form.
put some kind of
Yeah,
line in the sand. Where's
Oh,
the
okay, well, I don't want them to win any more points for the rest of the season. Yeah, I know that's unlikely. Look, we're 7 points behind.
Yeah.
We go to Anfield. So if you know, at the bare minimum, we need to go to Anfield 2 points behind. So because the draw is not going to be enough, because even if it's 3 points, even if we win, we time points, that their goal difference is just that much better than us at the moment. I mean, what is it? What's their? I'll just have a look here. What's their goal difference? Yeah, plus 36, and we're on plus 29, and they've scored 60, and we scored 51. So we need to get to Anfield and hopefully win with Anfield with a subpar team. I think it's in May. And that would be an amazing title decider. So yeah, we need to drop them. They need to drop at least 5 points over the course until we get to that game. So we need to be at least 2 points.
You
behind.
think 2 points behind them when we get to Anfield, and we've got a shot?
Yeah, we got a shot because then it's we win that game, we go ahead.
If it was like 4 points, you think that's it?
No, I think that gets a bit too, even then. I think it's too much. It's we're going to drop points, they're going to drop points, hopefully. So I think if you're being realistic in the scenario, then I think that's the best.
I mean, I don't fancy us to win at Anfield anyway, to be honest.
No, but at least we're in a chance, and we can go all out, and it'll be like, right, we know what we have to do. A bit like 89, we need to go and win 2-0 to win it. So literally a cup final. Yeah, exactly. So that's my thinking. It's not over. We could hope they lose. They get an injury. If they lose Salah, they're a bit screwed. So but we need to do our part.
We can hope without wishing him ill. Okay. Just put that.
No. If his hamstring goes if his hamstring goes twang, he's only just doing it in sympathy.
Yeah,
with the other
that's
people.
true.
So
that's true.
That's it. So.
Well, Holland went down with one as well, didn't he?
So no, it was his knee, but I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. So there we go. So yeah. If you're going to ask me hand on heart, no, it's done. But
outside
a chance
is what you're saying.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You agreeing with that, Bez?
I am, but I'll just say this quickly. I saw a video of Mo Salah having some fun in the Blackpool Pleasure Beach in a roller coaster somewhere.
Have you bought your ticket to Blackpool?
Well, I don't want to, but he did. I'll come to Brighton.
I'll be straight on there. Get my ticket. I'll just push him off the ghost train or something.
Look, I'll come to Brighton and we'll plan our little revenge. That'll be fun, won't it? But anyway, all jokes aside, I do want us, just to do chasing as much as we can, just to keep going in this pace. I do agree as well with Tabs. I do want like a 5 points deficit at least. But this time I want maybe a point or maybe 2 as well to catch up to them. And then at Anfield, we just need to go with our head high. Just don't be scared. Don't be scared of Liverpool. Take the battle, but don't be scared of them. Why should we be scared of them anyway?
Well, they're the highest scorers in the league. That's why.
Well, we've got the best defensive in the league,
Yeah.
Well, should I put this
nil,
out for you guys if that helps? If you can read out my dark light,
What does it say? I can't read that.
It says victory through harmony, as you can see as well.
So, right, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right, Tabs, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure to meet you too. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, welcome anytime, my friend. Anytime at all. Bears, nice to see you, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me for such late notice, because the F1 is killing me at this embargo, which I live practically just there, so near Greenwich. I could have gone, but the tickets were gone.
You have no excuse if if you only live just there. There's no excuse.
I know. Literally, think about where I live. Hey, Tabs, I live near Millwall, so think about Greenwich for me is just literally like a 30-minute walk from here where I live.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, well, thank you guys for all joining us. I've been Spalks. Make sure you're hitting the likes and subscribes, and drop the comments on the video. I'll upload this to the actual video section as well, and drop your comments on there. Any questions you got for us, drop them in the comment section, and we'll try to get to them then. And until then, we'll be back live Thursday 7:30, and we hope to see you then. Good night.